Barnaby saying as well, who are involved here.
Now, the royal visit. We can't ignore that. The Queen is in town. She's on her royal tour. The Prime Minister copped a bit of flack, particularly in Talkback Radio, for not curtsying on the tarmac when the Queen arrived. Does everyone around the table here agree that was a massive beat-up and she was damned either way?
I think you know you're in political trouble when Curtsygate gets you and catches you for a couple of days. So poor old Julia, I think that's more an indication of the political temperature about Julia than anything else. Although I would say what I think is really interesting is Labor is effectively asking for a third term in government in the next election. And I would think it would be extremely hard for a Labor government to sit for 3 terms now and not make a serious push for an election.
Either Kevin Rudd or Julia Gillard make some sort of
Kevin Rudd, basically, I think initially it was not a first term priority. He said, I want the debate to go on. But I would argue that Labor is getting to the stage. We are a Republican party. We are having 3 terms.
I'm a Republican, but it'll go down. I mean, whilst the Republicans...
I know it'll go down.
What do you want a referendum that's going to go down for? Whilst the Republicans are divided as they were in 1999, this will certainly go down.
While ever this Queen is on the throne, is it?
Whilst this Queen on the throne. And I don't see, being a Republican, I don't see any advantage in having a second failed referendum.
I'm not necessarily asking for a referendum. I guess what I'm saying is I think Labor, to maintain a bit of dignity, has to do something in its third term.
So what you're saying is that Labor should have a referendum which is going to lose?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying they should have a referendum. I'm saying they have to outline a policy that either makes a referendum more likely to be won.
Let's hear from the monarchist Barnaby Joyce.
Well, since you've left me not all, you've come very rude.
You didn't come to enough shows.
I did, actually.
2 minutes.
Now, what I can say is, first I'm going to report back to Lachlan's old boss when he talked about poor old Julia. And what I can say is there's a lot of respect for the Queen, because I see her as an extremely decent person who's always been beyond question. And people do see her as an extremely good role model.
There's no doubt about that.
For that. Yeah. People also like the idea that when you have the Republican debate, people in the inner suburbs get very hot under the collar and tear around their SUVs and put new bumper stickers on. People in regional areas in the western suburbs say, we quite like the institution because there is not one freedom that you're offering us that we don't already have, except that there's some sort of marvellous debate amongst the Illuminati about, and they can write a few songs and tear around and. I'm quite happy having the protocols of what we've got.
Peter Garrett, how do you feel with the visit of the Queen, the hoopla that goes with it? We know you support a republic. When's it going to happen?
Absolutely. Well, look, there's one thing I will agree with Barnaby about. I think all Australians, regardless of whether they're monarchists or republicans by inclination, do respect the Queen a great deal. And I include myself as amongst those. And I think the time will come. And I agree with Lachlan, it is something which we will have to direct ourselves to over time. There's a natural evolution in these things, and I've heard Gerard's comment about it, and I've heard it from others that, while the Queen is reigning and while she's alive, it's unlikely that there'll be any significant movement. But, I'm a Republican by birth and orientation. I don't agree with the proposition that's been put by Barnaby that our freedoms are guaranteed by Her Majesty. It would be nice if she had that sort of power.
You cannot offer me one new freedom that I don't already have.
Well, how about that's right. Well, how about an Australian head of state? That's one that I'd like, and I think it's something which will happen over time. Well, it's just not necessarily going to happen today.
You never hire someone you can't fire, and at the moment we can't fire the Queen, so she's not a great head of state for us.
But then you get the difficult argument of how do you fire
in all essence, and whenever you guys want to change something, you never go for the simplistic change. You say, okay, we'll just call Crown Land, call the Governor General, call everything as it was, just remove the recommendation of the Queen. And you say, no, we've got to have this holistic change. And they say, yes, another chapter of your social engineering exercise under the guise of a republic.
It's not quite social engineering. Doug Anthony supported the Republic. Your former leader supported the Republic.
He may.
Quite a lot of people on the coalition.
But I tell you who didn't, Gerard? The Australian people.
didn't support one form of republicanism.
The modern one offer, but
Okay, if you guys run away and come up with another
So you
referendum.
really, in your heart of hearts, are comfortable to have. I absolutely respect you, Barnaby. You know that. Are you really comfortable about having an English head of state?
It's just that it doesn't keep me up late at night. I like the fact that we've had a very civil, law-abiding and prosperous nation. It's been good. It's been just. I'm happy with it. I don't need to.
Okay, just finish on this. Did she have to curtsy her, Barnaby Joyce?
No, I would have felt a bit awkward if she had curtsied.
And should the monarch be able to marry a Catholic? I mean, should that still be banned?
I don't want to become the king or the queen.
You're okay.
That's the best thing we've heard tonight.
I think it'd be a curse worse than death, being in the royal
What, having
family.
a Catholic on the throne would be a curse?
I just don't.
He went to Riverview.
I just don't see.
What are the Jesuits doing?
Who would want to be the queen or the king?
I think on that we can agree. We're going to have to wrap things up. It's been.
I think Charles would like to be the king.
It's been a very interesting discussion with you all tonight. Peter Garrett, Gerard Henderson, Lachlan Harris, Barnaby Joyce. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
We'll be back same